All that no rim, we back with another video. I go by the name of Stealth the Producer. We got Doughboy Bush, and today is April 14th, man. You know what that means. NBA playoffs are underway, but today we got to get through these NBA play-in tournament games. We have 2 today and 2 tomorrow. Today we got the Heat and the Hornets, the Blazers and Suns, and then tomorrow, which is Wednesday, we got the Magic and Sixers, Warriors and Clippers. We're going to talk briefly about each game. And then we're going to do another video later this week after these games are finished up and we kind of see how the brackets play out. And we're going to talk about the playoffs. And then we're going to do our playoff predictions on who we see coming out of each series, each conference. That's always fun. But, you know, it's going to be interesting. Man, I'm sure we're going to get some stuff right. We're going to get some stuff wrong, too. I think it's going to be some surprises this year, honestly, when it gets to the playoffs. But if this is your first time to our channel, please hit that sub button, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about today's topic, which is the NBA play-in tournament. Now, the first game we got today is the Heat and the Hornets. Now, to me, this is an interesting matchup because if you go back to our season preview, I mentioned that I felt like the Hornets were going to be, I think I said a play-in team. Did I say play-in team?
Yeah, you did say
yeah, because and my reasoning was behind, and this is before. Did they get Concanepo? I think they did. I think this was this is after the draft, and this is you know, I didn't realize how much of an impact he was going to play this season.
Man,
I mean, honestly, arguably rookie of the year is probably going to go to Cooper Flag. And I think Jason Kidd was kind of pushing that, putting him out there, just giving the ball. Like, I don't know if you noticed, like those last 2 weeks, he was taking like 25 shots a game. Like, he was like, no, go get it. He was like, go get it. Because it was kind of like Concanepo, like,
yes, sir.
But you know, so
back and forth, you really didn't know who.
Honestly, yeah, but my whole thing was, I'm like, okay, the Hornets has 3 players averaging over 20, right? And I was okay if they can kind of play some defense, you know, and get some stops. You know, you had LaMelo, you had Miller, and you had Miles Bridges, but now you got Concanepo. They got a nice little 4-piece over there.
They do.
They
surprised the hell out of me, bro. Well, I did not pick them to actually make the playoffs. I actually had not even the play-in.
I did.
I had them finding it. I had them finishing at the bottom of the NFL or of the East.
But remember, I told you why though. Because you had to go. I think you had to go back and look. You were like, man, did you say? I'm like, nah, go back and look.
I definitely did go back and watch the episode of us talking about that.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts about today's game, man? Honestly, I think, if I'm just going to come out and say it, I think the Hornets win today because I feel like they have a better team. I feel like they're younger. I feel like the Heat are old and watered down. I feel like we have in our mind about this Heat culture in the Miami Heat, but like really, if you look at the team, they're just okay. They're just okay. They're not bad. They're not good. I mean, not great. Definitely. They're not great. I don't think they have a star that could take them over the top. I've always said Bam Adebayo is B tier to me. That's not in I'm not saying that in a negative way, but he's not a superstar that's going to carry your team. I felt like, you know, those young bulls are coming over there. You know what I'm saying? Pause. You know, with LaMelo, Canepo, Bridges, and Brandon Miller. I like the coach, young coach, you know, who's letting them play, and it seems like they're responding to him, you know, in a positive way. And I feel like there's nowhere to go but up for them. So I have them winning today. What are your thoughts on today's game?
Well, like you said, man, they got a good 4 rotational, you know, roster between those 4 young guys. And like you said, the Miami Heat, they really do not have a superstar on this team. You know, when you look at them, you're like, okay, they're well coached by Eric Spoelstra. But when you look past that, it's like, okay, if this game does get tight and it comes down to the wire and we need some buckets, who are we going to go ahead and go to? At least on that Miami Heat team. Like I said, and to piggyback off what you said, no disrespect to Bam. Bam's played well, but he is a B-tier NBA player. And I'm pretty sure they're going to have to go ahead and go through him to possibly win games. But I can't just see him just doing it all by himself.
No. And I do like some of the players that got over there. I like Jaime Jaquez Jr. Yes. I like I do think Wiggins is a little long in the tooth. I think he's older. Can't really, you know, he can hit the corner 3, you know, get a couple rebounds, but he's not really somebody you're relying on. What was kind of surprising to me about this season, and I think he kind of has some injuries and things like that. Norman Powell with the Miami Heat, I feel like he started off strong, and he had a really good his last season over with the Clippers. But when he came over to the Heat, I kind of felt like I expected a little more from him, and again, injuries and things like
I expected it more too as well from
yeah.
Norman Powell,
So
especially coming from over here and kinda like being one of the leaders for the, Clippers when he was with them,
mhm,
to go ahead and go over there to anchor that team. I thinking like, "Okay, well, he's gonna go over here, he's gonna go ahead and anchor them and do well," you know what I mean? But he hasn't played. He's been playing inconsistent, and like you said, there has been a lot of injuries that's been going on with him, that's kinda been limiting him. You stated Andrew Wiggins. Yeah, he's a little bit older. He does contribute here and there. He can knock down some threes for you, but it's like,
yeah,
outside of that, it's like, what else do you have?
yeah. Um, so so who do you have winning? You said Hornets?
It's gonna be a very, very close one.
Think so?
They're playing in Miami, right?
Well, again, okay. Here's the one thing I will say. Miami has the experience when it comes to the
Yes,
coaching.
they do.
Like the coaching, we can't discredit, or
Discredit
discount
them. Yes, sir.
Spoelstra. He's
Mhm.
NBA champion. You know what I'm saying? He's been to the finals several times. So I think he is like the main piece or the main thing
Mhm.
for the Heat right now is the coaching staff and
Definitely.
him as a
Definitely.
coach. What do you think is the X factor for the Hornets to win tonight? Do you think it's Continental? Do you think it's LaMelo Ball? Is this LaMelo Ball's coming out game like to where it's like, okay, now it's like, hey, I'm showing that I'm really that dude and I'm coming
I'm
up
I
in
mean,
the
that's for sure.
league.
I think it's a combination of both. You gotta have Knipple play well, like he's been doing throughout the season, and then, yeah, LaMelo, you're on the big stage now,
Yeah.
bro. You know what I mean? You're out here on the forefront. You were out like,
Everybody's
you
gonna
guys
be
actually
watching
got a lot of
tonight.
t they
This is probably the
right.
first game that LaMelo Ball is playing this year that everybody's gonna be watching tonight
Everybody's gonna be
because it's the
watching. Yes,
first game
sir.
of the play-in
Definitely.
game. So
Definitely, I
it's
agree.
gonna be a lot
They've
of
been having a
attention.
lot of airtime. They've been having a lot of
They
airtime on
have.
TV. For a casual fan who really doesn't know, how well he plays,
Mhm.
they're gonna go ahead and find out, this evening. But yeah, it all depends on what this young core does for the Hornets. If I'm a betting man in this situation here, I'm probably just gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go with the young Bulls. I think that they're gonna figure out a way to pull together to actually win this game.
Okay. All right. So we both have the Hornets winning this game. Now the second game tonight, we got the Trailblazers and the Suns. Um
Man,
interesting matchup to me because again, I feel like the Suns are kind of like one of those teams that people have in their mind like, oh, they're gonna win this game. Nah, not
mhm,
so fast. Like if you really been
not at
watching
all.
the Trailblazers now, I'm not saying they're not
They've
top
been
tier team
playing
in the
pretty
league or nothing
good.
like that, but they have been well coached by
They have
oh, what's my man name? Tiago Splitter.
Jordan Hot.
Tiago Splitter.
Yeah, I was
He took
Splitter and
over
Jordan Hot.
for
Yep.
Chauncey Billups after the whole gambling scandal. Um,
Mhm.
and I don't think Chauncey Billups is going to come back to that team. I think they're going to make him Tiago Splitter probably,
Splitter.
you
Yeah,
know, um, take the interim term off of him if they haven't already. Um,
they should.
but they have some nice young players. They have some veterans too, and Drew Holiday, who's been having a hell of a
Yes,
season.
sir. Man, boys been
Really,
playing marvelous for
really good
them, dog.
season. Tumani
Yes, he
Kamara,
has.
I really like
Yes.
as a 3-and-D guy.
Was it Donovan,
Klingon,
Clingan?
really young from played a UConn with Stephon Castle.
Stephen Castle, yeah.
So really good center, could hit that three. He could block shots. A little limited athletically, but
Mhm.
I still like him. Really, really serviceable center. Really good center.
You got Robert Williams over there too as
You got
well. That's been
Robert as
kinda
a
helping them
backup,
out here and there
right?
too as well as a backup. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Who else you got? Shaden Sharp just came back, who I really like.
Yes,
I
sir,
don't
he
know how
did.
much he's going to play because he really hasn't played too much this season due to injury, but he was somebody I really liked on that team coming into the season. Really athletic, young guy.
Mhm.
Um, and then the Suns, let's kind of look at the other side of the team. You still got Devin Booker, and that's why I said people kind of have in their mind like, oh, Devin Booker, automatic Suns. Like, nah, that
Right.
roster is kind of,
Mm.
you do have Dylan Brooks who can get hot. Um, you have Jalen Green who's
Jalen
having a
Green.
decent season after he came back from injury.
Mhm.
He looks really good. We'll see, kind of his ascension or if he kind of stays where he's at as the seasons move on in the next season and beyond. I still don't know if we've seen his peak, but he's looked okay this season. What do you think
Mm.
about this matchup? Who's going to win this game in your opinion?
Hey, this one can go either way. I'm gonna
Yeah,
be honest with you.
I agree. It can.
I don't have like a real clear cut corner of who would probably win. If I was probably gonna go ahead and go out and just throw a prediction out there, just the way that Tiago Splitter has been having these Blazers play, and considering the Suns were once removed from being in the finals, what, 3 years ago,
Maybe
to
4
where now
now. That
you're
was against the Bucks.
4 years ago. So yeah, it's like you guys going from a finals team to blowing up the roster to getting some
Firing the
assets back
coach,
and
firing 2 coaches.
firing the coach. Yeah, firing the coach.
KD came and gone now.
Maybe,
Like
yes, sir.
it's
So
not. It's
it's
not.
like
It's definitely not
I
the
don't know what
same.
direction I don't know what direction they're going in with this
I
team.
don't
So
either.
it's like, what are you guys doing? I like the way these Blazers are being coached by Tiago Splitter.
Yes.
They do have them in the top defensive category, playing defensive wise.
Mhm.
If it does come down to, like I said beforehand, like with the Heat series too as well, if it's a close game, who is going to go ahead and be able to take over? For this Blazers team, will it be the veteran and Drew Holiday?
I like Denny
You know,
Avdija.
we RD area Denny Avdija.
Is that how you say his name? I'm sorry, I'm mispronouncing his name, but no, he's really good too. 25 years old, 6'8",
Yes,
228. He can get hot. We've
yes, sir.
seen him hit that three. He's
And,
that three
mhm,
ball. He's I've seen some athleticism with him. Really like
yes.
him. You still got the veteran in Jeremy Grant.
Grant,
Scoot
yep.
Henderson,
Well,
surprisingly.
you know what? They did say though that Jeremy Grant is a questionable decision though for this game. So if
Oh,
you
oh,
don't have
oh,
Jeremy
oh,
Grant
oh, so he
playing,
might not play today.
he might not. They're
Okay.
saying he's questionable right now at this moment.
With
So
Phoenix
with a cash,
again, Grayson Allen, the veteran, Devin
yes,
Booker,
yeah.
Dylan Brooks. But after that, I mean, and Jalen Green. After that, it's not a lot there, man. Mark
But
Williams,
one
their
thing you can go ahead
center.
and rely well, one thing you can go ahead and rely on though is if it is a tight game, you can rely
Oh well,
on Devin
Booker's a
Booker
dog. Booker's a dog.
that
Yeah,
go-to
he
guy
can
that's
get
gonna go
hot. He
ahead
can
and take
take
the
over.
team. Yes, definitely.
Man, and
You
why does it
know,
seem like, bro, Devin Booker is just now about to be 30 years old? I feel like he's been in the league forever. He's only 29 years old,
yeah,
but he's still playing at a high level, man.
yeah.
Honestly though, I'm gonna be real. He's one of those guys to where like I feel like, man, if they don't make it out of this play-in and they go home, I would like to see him move on to another team. I think he's giving Phoenix all he really can right now.
Yeah.
And as he's getting older, I don't know if you can like carry the team anymore like that. If you
Well,
pair him,
I
if you
feel I
pair
feel
him
like
up
this.
with somebody, you know who I would love. But now we're kind of getting into something else.
Go
But
ahead.
like, if you put him in New York, like maybe try like a Miles Bridges and get like a package or
Yeah,
something like that, or put him with somebody
right.
alongside Cooper Flag, Dallas. You put him
Mhm.
alongside somebody and give him a kind of like a second, win when it comes to his
Yeah.
career. But I don't know. I think I got the Trailblazers tonight, bro. I think
For
I got
me,
the Trailblazers.
I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Trailblazers just based on the fact that how well they're coached, and then like I said, for them to have a top 10 defense
Yeah,
coming into the playoffs, and then being so young, because like we said beforehand, a lot of people are not watching this Trailblazers team. I didn't have them not even in the actual play-in. I didn't have them in the playoffs, but the more I started watching them throughout the season, and I might have went ahead and put in our group chat like, "Hey, look, they're playing really well. They're getting a lot of production out of these younger cats." I honestly thought that Drew Holiday would have been one of them ones that would have been a buyout, when he got traded over there. I'm like, okay, well, Drew might be a buyout. They might let him go ahead and buy him out or possibly trade him again for him to go ahead and go play for a playoff contending team.
yeah,
But he's actually changed the culture with this Blazer squad and actually got them playing really well, along with all the rest of the supporting cast that he has there.
yeah.
So I'm gonna say Trailblazers, man, just based on because defense wins championship, or defense wins games and wins championships.
Let's talk about the games that are tomorrow. We got the Magic and the Sixers, and then we have the Warriors and the Clippers. Um, Magic and the Sixers is kind of interesting, kind of intriguing. The Magic are kind of disappointing to me this season. Not
Oh
not
man,
not saying I expected a whole lot from them, but I expected them to be around sixth. I didn't expect them
okay,
like to be in the play-in, especially. Well, I mean, we didn't. For me, I didn't expect Boston to do what they did this year, especially without Tatum and then losing Porzingis, losing Horford, losing
right, right.
Holiday. You know what I'm saying? Like you lost so much. I didn't really expect them to like do what they did, but so they kind of took that spot up there. But I still expected the Magic to kind of compete, especially with the acquisition of Desmond Bain.
Desmond Bain,
Now
yeah.
the Sixers injuries, Paul George suspension for like 20 something games for the PEDs. Embiid, they've been kind of managing his minutes when he's in, and not like now he just had the appendix, I believe, removed. He had the emergency surgery. I don't even think he's playing tonight. Um, what are your thoughts on that game? The Magic and the Sixers, kind of a weird game. What are your thoughts on that one?
I had such high expectations with
Or
that 76ers team.
yes,
I actually had I had high expectations for the Orlando Magic team too as well.
okay.
Um, now would I say did I have the same amount for them as I did for the Sixers? No. But for the Sixers team, man, it's disappointing, man.
Mm,
It's very, very disappointing.
hmm.
For Joel Embiid, I think he has not been the same since he's got that injury from last year.
But when he,
With
I ain't gonna lie, no, when he plays though,
No, he plays good.
still the
But that
same.
hey, but
He's averaging, he's going crazy with the rebound scoring. He's still effective. He still really can't be stopped. You know what I'm saying?
no, he can't. He
But it's
definitely
just
can't.
the injuries, his
You know,
body wearing down.
the
You know what I
injuries,
mean?
his body's wearing down. You can tell he's moving a little bit more slower than when he was, prior to the injury.
Hmm.
Paul George, another guy, man.
You're making a lot of money, Paul George.
A lot of
You're
money.
making 50
You
mil
know,
this year, 51 to be
you're
exact.
hey, all-star. You've been to this place beforehand, with the Indiana Pacers. You had a couple, rough seasons with the Clippers and really couldn't get them over the hump. You were going there to go ahead and try to win a championship by teaming up with those three and couldn't get it done. Then you came, then you left to go ahead and go to the Sixers. And I'm like, okay, well, you team him up with Maxey, Embiid, and him. I'm like, man, this team might be able to go ahead and do something, and make a real deep playoff run. But injuries have been killing them, and they have not been able to have the cohesiveness to play together because of the amount of time that they've all missed.
So between the Embiid time he's missed, I think you even had Oubre who was out for
Oubre,
some
yes, sir.
time. Like I said, the Paul George, he started off injured and then he came
Injured, yeah,
back,
he
started
wasn't playing
playing
that.
well. Then he got suspended for PEDs for like 25 games. So, Edgecombe was out for a bit. Even the young bull out there, Maxey was out for a bit. So
Yes, sir.
injuries
Sure
have
was.
killed this team. But so Embiid is not playing tonight. It's confirmed he's not playing
Oh,
tonight. But even within that, I still feel like they have a shot. Drummond could still rebound. He's older, but he can still rebound. You don't have that scoring presence inside this game, but
no,
you still got the young VJ Edgecombe. You still got Paul George, who's probably going to get a high volume of shots, and Maxey's probably going to take at least 25 shots tonight, and we know he can get hot. Oubre, he can hit that corner three. Oh man, what do you got? What do you got?
Orlando plays too inconsistent for me, man.
Yeah,
They play way too
bruh.
inconsistent for me. You just don't never know which team you're gonna go ahead and get. But tonight, I'm gonna go ahead and roll with them. I'm gonna
Okay.
roll with the Orlando Magic.
Okay.
I think just because you said Embiid is not playing, and that's a big presence that you're missing, on your team.
Yeah.
When it comes to offense and defense.
Mhm.
So I think that with him being gone and out for this game, I feel like Orlando should take full advantage of this, and should we be able to go ahead and win this game?
Okay. All right. And then the last playing game we have is
Hold on, you didn't say who you got because you didn't say who you.
Oh, who I got?
Who you got? Yeah.
Man,
It's rough.
this is oh,
It's so close, man. It's close. You just don't never know.
I'm gonna say Sixers only based on I feel like they should win. You have Paul
Okay.
George, who like I said, is making all this bread. Veteran experience. You have Maxey, who's been in the league about 6 years now. Veteran
Yeah, playing well.
experience, a young veteran, but he's still a veteran experience. And I feel like he's probably the best player in this whole matchup, including from the
Yeah,
Magic
yeah.
and the Sixers. So I'm gonna go with
I
the
agree.
best player. I'm gonna go with the veteran with Paul George. And I agree with you with the inconsistencies of the Magic. So with all that being factored in, I'm gonna go with the Sixers, but I'm kind of hesitant because at least the Magic have all their players
Their
intact.
player. Right.
Can we talk about
right.
Paulo Banchero? I expected a little more from him too. Is he kind of what is he as a player?
Well, let's just say this. Pablo, this is your opportunity right now here,
What?
sir. This is your opportunity to come out, you know what I'm saying? Coming out party as being one of the young up and coming superstars.
Yeah.
That's gonna go ahead and eventually be the one of the faces of the league. So hey, look, we expect you to go ahead and play damn good well
Yeah.
in this matchup.
Okay. All right.
So I would definitely say that.
And real quick, we gotta get to this last game. Warriors and Clippers, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm not gonna waste y'all. I'm not even gonna waste your time. I got the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard. Like, I mean, Steph. I want to say they even said Steph is gonna be on a minutes restriction. in that game.
What?
I just saw that.
How are you
I
gonna
think
be on a minutes restriction during a playing game, bro?
that must tell you a lot about that, that injury he had, you know what I'm saying?
So is
So
Porzingis not playing either?
I think everybody's playing. Draymond, Porzingis, Steph, they're all gonna play.
How
But
are you gonna put him on?
But I feel like who's going to guard Kawhi? And we know how Kawhi gets. If he's the Kawhi Leonard that I expect to see, who's going to be
Yeah.
hitting that midi, getting in
Yes.
transition, playing
Post game.
defense. He's looked good this season.
Yes.
I feel like he's the best player right now in this matchup. And even though the Warriors kind of have all their ducks in order, I really don't love the Clippers roster. But Darius Garland has been playing well off the bench.
Yes.
And no. Yeah, I think him and Mathurin are both off the bench. Benedict Mathurin.
They are.
I like those two guys. They got some young guys who can play. I think they're, those two guys are better than the Warriors ancillary players. And then, when you can go Steph against Kawhi, Kawhi's healthy right now. I think I got Clippers, man. So what's your thoughts on that one?
You can never count the Warriors because you do have Steph Curry, which is the greatest shooter.
Same thing you and 4-5 said last year, and we got. I was pushing against y'all on that one. Oh my god,
you can't count them out, bro. Then if you have Porzingis, if Porzingis plays well, and you have Draymond, who is a little bit of a mental case, and if Draymond does not play bad, I could see them kind of pushing them. You know what I'm saying, to win.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Przemski is another one, that I feel like, has been helping this team out and kind of been, helping when, Steph hasn't been there and he's been playing really well. I always they both have veteran leadership.
Yes.
You look at the Clippers, they got Kawhi, they got, veterans over there too as well.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no more Zubac, bro. There's no more Paul George when he was there. There's no more Norman Powell that's there.
True, but again, you got
there's no Terrence
no,
Mann
but here's
that's
the thing.
there no more.
Well, I was never big on him no way. But you got John Collins.
I never was. But
no.
Yeah, you got Collins.
But you got rebounder. He could shoot the three, run the floor. You got Chris Dunn, defender. You got Garland, young point guard. You got Derrick Jones, athleticism. He could rebound. Kind of jack of all trades a little bit. Corner three. Kawhi Leonard, Brook Lopez can hit the three. Benedict Mathurin's a baller. So I'm not saying this is an all-world NBA championship team, but we're just talking about tonight. I think they could beat the Warriors, man. Now
they're playing here in LA, huh?
Oh, good question. They are playing they're playing in LA.
Oh. Man, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I'm a big Steph fan. I'm a big Draymond fan.
Mm-hmm.
They've been putting up a fighting chance considering what this roster is built like, and then all the injuries that they've faced. And they're also champions, so you can never count them out.
But that's a long time ago.
It is. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say the Clippers. Clippers are going to go ahead and win this game.
All right. So we're going to come back after Wednesday. After that, no. We're still going to have games after that. We still got games
after that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thursday or Friday. Yeah, because now we got to see who the seeding after that. So because whoever wins out of the Warriors, Clippers got to play the Phoenix. Yeah, so we still got more games. And then the Hornets game, and then the Magic and the Sixers. So yeah, we're gonna come back probably Thursday, because that'll be the Tuesday and the Wednesday games already played. We'll come back Thursday, talk about those games, and then by that time, after that, we're gonna have the full playoff roster intact.
First
we're
round.
gonna kind of see who's playing where, who's 7th and 8th on each respective conference. So yeah, man, we're gonna be back at y'all a few times this week, man. So tap in with us. Playoffs is here, man. I'm excited. And then we're gonna hit y'all with our playoff predictions. Probably, it has to be Friday. We gotta do it Friday because we can't do it Saturday. We can't do the predictions when the game's already playing. So what I'm thinking we should do, we should probably go live that Friday, and then we'll just have the video archive. You know what I'm saying? We'll just have it up there so people can go back to it and see. We'll go live on Friday after all the games are played, and then
that's fine.
So we'll do that. We'll have our player predictions from there Friday night. So feel free to tap in, hit the little notification bell if you want to kind of chime in and chat with us and talk to us. That would be dope. And we can kind of go off each other. But yeah, man. So it's April. It's that time. This year is moving, bro.
It's moving. It definitely is
Golly,
moving
this
for
year's
sure.
moving. Pretty
Yes,
soon it's gonna
sir.
be football
Sure
season
is.
before you know it. Shit.
It sure is.
So the producer, Doughboy Bush, we about here, man. We're gonna check back in with y'all later this week. Peace.
Yes, sir.